The House will come to order. All members will take their seats. All guests, please clear the aisles. Record their presence by pressing the green button. Has every member recorded their presence? Has every member recorded their presence? Clerk, lock the machine. We have 73 representatives present. There is a quorum. All rise for the invocation to be delivered by Representative Winfield, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Representative Winfield.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear God, as we begin our new session in the new year, we ask your blessing upon the men and women of this, the People's House. Grant that they be good in thought, gracious in word and deed, and great in spirit. Grant unto us resolve to fashion new ideas and solutions to benefit all our citizens, especially those who may be struggling at the difficult times. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America.
Thank you very much.
Representative Amori.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am pleased today to introduce my niece, Grace Vole, a senior at East Providence High School, a member of the All-State Chorus. She's going to sing the National Anthem for us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative. Grace, please come up. Come up to the rostrum.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Grace, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Representative Amori. Is there objection to the approval of the journal of the previous day, that being June 25 of 2015? Hearing none, so ordered. Leader DeSimone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. At this time, I make a motion and move to adjourn the 2015 legislative session of the House of Representatives.
Leader DeSimone moves to adjourn the 2015 session. That is seconded by Leader Newberry, Whip Edwards, Representative Casey, Representative Jacquard, Deputy Speaker Lima, Representative Ruggiero, and Representative Marshall, and as well as Whip Trillo. All in favor, aye? All opposed, nay? The ayes have it. The 2015 session is adjourned. As we start the 26th session, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you back. It's a pleasure to be up here. It's a pleasure to see everybody, and it's a wonderful way to start in a new year. So thank you. Let me start by thanking you for your efforts in the off session, because at one time or another I worked with just about everybody in this room. These jobs are becoming closer to full-time for all of us, particularly the speakership. But all of you have been there all summer long working with me, so thank you for your work on behalf of the citizens of the state of Rhode Island. This year, we will continue the House's theme of improving Rhode Island's economic climate and making us more competitive with our neighboring states. We make great strides in the 2015 session by enacting a pro-jobs, pro-economy budget which passed unanimously with bipartisan support. The dividends of this budget are already paying off. I've heard from businesses who have been able to hire new employees rather than to continue to pay the sales tax on the utilities costs. And we eliminated the sales tax on utility costs in this past budget. 30 companies have applied for the new Rebuild Rhode Island program, one of several tools that we included in the budget to enable the Commerce Corporation to compete with other states and attract new companies to the state of Rhode Island. Just last night, the Commerce Corporation awarded tax incentives to a Lincoln company that is adding 25 new manufacturing jobs as a result of legislation that we included in the budget. It was championed by Representative Joe Shekarchi. Thank you, Representative Shekarchi. Great piece of legislation that didn't make the first budget I oversaw as Speaker, and I regretted that. And Representative Shekarchi continued to work on it. I continued to hear from the business community. We continued to make it better, and it made the budget last year, and now we have 25 new jobs. The work we're doing in the House of Representatives is paying off, and it's actually creating benefits in the economy. So thank you all. Thank you, Representative Shekarchi. And there is a new buzz on the former I-195 land as companies show renewed interest in this important land in our capital city. We are truly making a difference in the lives of Rhode Islanders. Just consider the laws that went into effect January 1st, just 5 days ago, thanks to the efforts of all of us in this room. Many Social Security recipients will no longer have to pay state income tax on those earnings, Rhode Island state income tax. We raised the minimum wage, the tip minimum wage, and increased the earned income tax credit to help working families. We tightened campaign finance law to rebuild trust of the public. We enacted landmark racial profiling legislation to encourage better race relations between our minority community and our police officers. We are cleaning up cesspools to protect the environment that we so enjoy in the state of Rhode Island. And there's much more work to do in 2016. My goal is for all of us to work collaboratively to continue to address jobs and the economy, and the two pillars that are essential for an improved economic outlook: infrastructure and education. I strongly believe we are moving our economy in the right direction. Our unemployment rate is down, and our economic indicators are up. But we can and must do better. We need to still work on providing competitive tax policies to attract good companies. We need to ease the regulatory burdens that currently exist. I will be attending the Small Business Administration's annual summit, Economic Summit, this Friday, and I look forward to hearing the suggestions directly from the business community. We will work with Governor Raimondo and the Senate to support programs to help our economy and attract good-paying jobs to our state. I encourage good ideas from all of you on either side of the political aisle. Let's work together and continue to grow our economy. It is critical that we address our state's infrastructure. It is unacceptable that our roads and bridges have been rated as the poorest in the nation. Companies rely on our roads to safely transport goods and services to conduct their daily business. And everyday citizens, Rhode Island citizens, rely upon our roads to go to work, transport their kids to and from activities, and live their daily lives. The governor brought us a very ambitious proposal near the end of the last session to fix our roads and bridges. The House needed more time to weigh the proposal and receive an economic impact study. According to the study, it seems the toll proposal is the best for the economy. A lot of the cost gets shifted to out-of-state truck operators that cause the wear and tear to our roads, bridges, infrastructure, and overpasses. However, before we consider the governor's proposal, the House Finance Committee, and most importantly the public, must see the location of the gantries and learn more details. This has to be a more transparent process, and I understand the governor is releasing information today. In recent weeks, we have learned that we will be reviewing more federal highway dollars than we will be receiving more highway dollars than first anticipated. I am hopeful that we can reduce or eliminate the need for bonding and reduce the number and the amount of truck tolls. I think most of us can agree that we must fix our roads and bridges. Hopefully in the weeks ahead, we can get more details and work on a successful resolution for our citizens. In addition to infrastructure, the second critical economic pillar is education. Last year, we made a very significant investment in school construction funding in the budget. I want to continue to make certain our students are being taught in an environment that is conducive to learning. I anticipate early in the session we will be debating the charter school issue. Through the dedicated work of Representatives O'Grady, Amori, Serpa, and many others, we have heard from many communities about the difficult financial burden being placed upon them by charter schools. We will continue to discuss this issue in the coming weeks. I am deeply committed to supporting our public education system. We will look at our funding formula, and we will continue to support programs that put our students on the right path to receive the college or vocational training they need to be successful in life and contribute to our economic well-being. I look forward to working closely with all of you in the months ahead on your legislative initiatives. I encourage you to file your bills as soon as possible so we can get off to a great start and have a very productive 2016 session in accomplishing the business of this wonderful state of ours. It is an honor to continue to serve as your speaker. As you know, my door is always open to all of you. Thank you, and let's get back to work. New business. Any new business? Representative Cannavale with new business. Whip Edwards. Representative Keeble. Representative Solomon. Chairman Azanaro. Representative Chippendale. Representative Giarrusso, Representative Ruggiero, Chairman Craven, Representative Almeida, Chairman Shikachi with new business. The environmentalists are going to start looking to protect our trees, Chairman. Representative Ucci. Representative O'Grady. Any other new business out there? Chairman Kennedy. Any further new business? I believe we have communications. Clerk, please read.
Representative Canario is unable to attend session this week, January 5th through January 7th, 2016.
Any further new business? Obviously, we don't have a calendar today. Announcements and introductions. Deputy Speaker Lima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have two announcements.
Proceed on both.
First, I'd like you all to help me wish a very, very happy birthday to our Senior Deputy Majority Leader, Representative Marshall. Where is he? There he is. And I wanted the members to know we had some birthdays last month, and tomorrow we will be celebrating because some of them were very big milestone birthdays. So bring your appetite because we will have a cake for those milestone birthdays tomorrow. Secondly, I have an introduction. I'd like to introduce to you a very close friend of mine, my first campaign manager in 1992, and the chairman of the 15th Ward Committee in Providence, Chairman Peter Marunouchi. Welcome to the House, Peter. Thank you.
What a great guy.
Whip Trillo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introduction, please.
Proceed.
I'd like to welcome to the House my lovely wife, Marilyn Kokoza Trillo, who has been by me for 16 years of my political life. I consider my key political advisor. Sometimes she uses a frying pan to hit me over the head to get the advice through. But I would like to welcome her to the House. The wind beneath my wings. Thank you.
Marilyn, welcome to the House. Always wonderful to see you. And I'm glad your husband is the only Republican you advise. But welcome. Thank you for coming. Representative Natalillo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement, please.
Proceed.
This summer, I decided that I wanted to stay active. As the Speaker said, we're staying active in our off election year, and I decided I wanted to do a skydiving event and to raise money for the Rhode Island Food Bank. And this was done on Sunday, September 20th. And I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge my colleagues who joined me in the legislative leap, and to also thank them. Representative Karen Macbeth, Representative James McLaughlin, Representative Jay Edwards, Representative Doreen Costa, Representative Bob Lancia, and Representative Jean-Philippe Barros, and former Representative Charles Knowles, who is our legal counsel for Committee for Cooperation and Oversight. And also, I would like to acknowledge Nancy Phillips, Representative Bob Phillips' wife, for participating in this event for the Rhode Island Food Bank. We were able to raise $2,500 at this event, and it was great. So I'd like to thank you all. Thank you. And those, of course, who donated it, greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Chairman Gallison.
I have House resolution for immediate consideration and a request for adjournment, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed on both. Send up the resolution.
If I'd like to adjourn in memory of Maria Manuela Raposa, and also I'd like to adjourn in memory of Frank Souza, who was the Deputy Chief of the Bristol Fire Department. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We will, Chairman. Representative Filello.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 2 adjournments, please.
Proceed on both.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn today in memory of Tony Placella from Providence, and also our good friend, I'd like to adjourn in memory of Dave Barber. Thank you.
We will. Thank you, Representative. Chairman Gallison moves House resolution congratulating Father Bernard Toll on the occasion of his 100th birthday. That is seconded by Representative Marshall. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The resolution prevails. Chairman, did you want that read? Thank you. Representative McLaughlin.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, recognition, please.
Proceed.
I'd like to recognize Gabrielle DeCunha. She just turned 17 yesterday. She's one of our pages and a very hardworking, studious girl from St. Raphael's. Happy birthday, Gabrielle.
Happy birthday. And thank you for assisting us in the House. Any other announcements or introductions? If I'm going to take a liberty at this point and introduce someone, 2 people that you've seen a few times. My son, Tony. Stand up, Tony. Tony is a senior at Franklin Pierce. He's a great young man, and he makes me very proud, as does my older boy, Nick, that couldn't be here. So thank you for being here, Tony. And he's sometimes an interesting critic, as all of you know, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but this is representative of Tony. Go Local Prov just named me Man of the Year for 2015, and Tony and myself were together when I learned that. We were driving in the car, and his comment to me is, "They must be confused." Maybe we can shame him out of such comments. And my lovely wife, Mary Ann, you've all met Mary Ann. You know, I want to give a shout out to all of our spouses and significant others. I know that the work that you all do keeps you away from your families. We start working at 4 o'clock, and when we get busy, we work late into the evening and with committees and meetings, and that's time away from our families, and it takes a toll on our loved ones. So to all of the spouses and significant others of every representative in this room and everyone that's dedicated themselves to public service in one way or another, we thank you. And I certainly want to thank my wife. The speaker's schedule is extraordinarily demanding, and my wife would certainly appreciate me being home versus in meetings late into the evening, just about every evening. So thank you for your patience. You handle being the wife of a speaker with grace, so thank you very much. I love you. and she may never come again because she hates being in the limelight. Chairman McNamara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Happy New Year to yourself, your family, and everyone else. Mr. Speaker, you stole a little bit of my thunder. I was going to congratulate you on being named by Go Local Prov the Man of the Year. And I just want to say congratulations. It's reflective of the hard work, commitment, and your pragmatic leadership that you've demonstrated. And it's nice to see one of our state's leading news organizations recognize your ability, take note, Catherine, recognizing your abilities and commitments. Let's hear it for the Speaker. Congratulations, Mr. Speaker. Man of the Year. Go over.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you all. Had I known you were going to do that, Chairman, I would have withheld the comments regarding my son until now. But thank you all very much. It's nice to get the recognition. So, I certainly thank Go Local Prov in that regard. But it's a reflection of your commitment and the work that we do as a House of Representatives. I as Speaker, don't do anything in a vacuum. I have a great leadership team, starting with a great leader, John DeSimone, a great leadership team, and we have phenomenal colleagues. I could not work with a better group of individuals on both sides of the aisle. So thank you all for coming together and serving the people of the state of Rhode Island and leading the state in the proper direction. And I expect that we're going to do great work in 2016. So thank you all for your collaboration and you getting us recognized for moving the state in the right direction. To the House of Representatives. Any other announcements or introductions? Leader DeSimone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House. I guess Chairman McNamara sort of took my thunder away, but in any case, it was nice and everybody clapped, and so you were congratulated, Mr. Speaker. But I wanted to congratulate you as well, and I know I do so on behalf of the entire House. But I think, being in public life, you don't often get the news media to say complimentary things about someone. So I think I would be remiss if I didn't read a quote from Go Local Prov, which I think pretty much sums up why they believe that you were Man of the Year for 2015. So if I may, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to read to the House what GoLocal.prov said about our Speaker. Speaker Mattiello has passed the budget unanimously, successfully fought to improve the state's business climate, and has been an advocate for transparency, all unheard of by a Speaker in Rhode Island. For it all, Speaker Nicholas Mattiello is Go Local's Man of the Year. Speaker, congratulations.
Thank you, Leader, but every great team is made up of components. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your direction of the majority caucus, and I watch you do it with deliberate skill and a lot of experience. So thank you for working with me. Thank you for being a great partner that enables us to work collaboratively amongst ourselves, our team, all of our colleagues, and once again moving the state in the right direction. I appreciate it. It's always nicer to get nice comments versus negative. They inevitably they both come. But when they are positive, I'll bear the negative myself, but when they're positive, they're a result of us all working collaboratively. So thank you, Leader. Thank you all. Any other announcements or introductions? Leader DeSimone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just for the membership to know, everyone is invited to the conference room for a light fare. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. No other announcements or introductions. Is there any objection to transmitting all matters on the clerk's desk to Her Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Senate, or the Secretary of State forthwith? Hearing none, so ordered. Leader DeSimone moves that the House adjourn in memory of Dave Barber, Antoni Pasella, Maria Manuela Raposa, Deputy Chief Frank Souza of the Bristol Fire Department. Motion is seconded by Leader Newberry. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House stands adjourned.